Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, depending on where you are in the world. God bless and thanks for tuning in. Our last episode, we talked about the sacred prayer. And this time, I want to tell you about when God commissions you. So sometimes you don't have to say the sacred prayer when you are commissioned by God. Now, what does it mean to be commissioned by God? This means that your life has got to a point where how He wants to use you is imperative for you to be aligned on your appropriate path with God, in alignment with God. It's imperative. And this is what it means to be commissioned, because it's almost like an interruption in your normal everyday life for something important, and you know it. You can feel it. You just may not have the words to describe how you're looking at your life or how things may happen. So this is going to help you. So in Luke 9, Yeshua called the 12 disciples together and gave them power and authority over all devils and to cure diseases. And he sent them to preach the kingdom of God and to heal the sick. And he said unto them, Take nothing for your journey, neither staves nor scrip, neither bread, neither money, neither have two coats apiece. And whatsoever house ye enter into, there abide, and thence depart. And whosoever will not receive you, when ye go out of that city, shake off the very dust from your feet for a testimony against them. So when the disciples go into a city, if they're not received, they're going to leave with no animosity and understand that they did what they were supposed to do, and they leave with kindness. Now, I know exactly how this feels, and so do you. So this is much like you do in your everyday life when you deal with things and you take the higher path and forgive, keep it moving, and you realize you don't have to do anything to anybody, because a person with destructive behavior is just fine destroying themselves. So when you're commissioned by God, you're going to be put around people that are determined not to listen to you. They're determined to disagree with you no matter what you say to them. They've made up in their mind they will not listen to you. And this is perfectly fine. This is perfectly fine. You don't carry unforgiveness, hatred, or hold a grudge. You move freely and at peace. And the people that you're supposed to help, the people that are ready to receive who you are, they're waiting for you. So don't show up there mad from the last city. So if at any point in your journey you felt like you didn't have the right weapons, the right tools, you didn't know what to say, you didn't have the right stuff to eat, you didn't have the right amount of money, you didn't have the right clothes, that's because you're walking out your commission. And no matter what you think you don't have, He's using that to influence the people that He is trying to reach. By your presence, you just being there, is allowing His presence to be magnified in that very moment. So He is reaching them through them watching you. You know who you are, and you know where you get your true power and authority from. Even after you leave, they think of how you handle situations. And in the future, they might say, hey, you know what? They might have to use what they saw you do. So act out of goodness, act out of kindness and righteousness at all points of time. People are watching you when you think they're not watching you. So always be steadfast. And as warriors of the light, remember that you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. Shalom.